I'm interested, like, as you looked at embarking on this journey from an implementation standpoint with the organization that you were working with, what were the internal challenges? What was the internal dialogue in terms of how does one go about it, the business case, what were their own considerations, and maybe also skepticism around it?
Yeah, there's with generative AI, when we first started this in early February, actually last November is when we started to engage with the SDR rep. There was definitely skepticism behind what it's capable of doing. But at the same token, what was interesting is that you have others who are energized by it and are somewhat clouded by the hype of what it can do, right? The human aspect of managing expectations is a massive challenge and to overcome at the beginning, right? So setting the right expectations and for the agent in terms of like how many leads are they converting over into an actual opportunity? How much engagement, how much time saving are we actually doing? So that became one of the challenges we had to face with. Another challenge is obviously the data challenge behind it, right? So our agents, we all know, love the saying, right? And I think it's ingrained in everyone's head. Our agents are only as powerful as the data that empowers them, right? So identifying those right data sets in order to support the agent to respond to customers, but also the leads that you're feeding into it, right? Some individuals, and we found the teams that leveraged the leads and incorporated the agent into its workflow. So what they would do is they would receive a lead, they would try to cold call them. And if the customer didn't pick up, they would assign them to the SDR agent to continue to nurture through email. Client wasn't available at that time. But they were leveraging the same quality leads that a normal rep would do. And we saw greater success there. Whereas another team decided to feed us lower quality leads, thinking the SDR agent can work some magical conversion. And so if they were sending it lower quality leads. So identifying and aligning on the type of leads. Sorry, let me take a step back there. So they were signing at low quality leads. And what they were doing is just allowing the agent to reach out. Now, we still had human in the loop to review the emails, but we saw lower adoption. And because those leads were of lesser quality, in my opinion, and weren't part of their normal workflow. So that becomes a challenge on aligning on how the agent is incorporated into the process as well. Your normal workflow process of your teams becomes another challenge to get alignment and agreement on. And then, of course, with the data, there's becomes a lot of great ideas, but identifying, unifying that data, knowing what's externally shareable, what's not, all of that takes work and time to do. So setting expectation and the way to, in my opinion, to set your teams up for success is to start small. So instead of trying to leverage the SDR agent for all of your products at once, start with one or two products. Ensure it has the right data, the right structure around it. Leverage data cloud and RAG and create those data libraries, file libraries, if need be, in order to give it the structure and the content it needs to operate without having to boil the ocean, so to speak, right at the very beginning. Start small and then start scaling, but have a plan to scale and have an alignment on what metrics you need to hit in order to go from pilot into full out deployment and wide production usage.